Before going to bed, pray for God's protection and blessings. As the day draws to a close, there's something sacred about those final moments before you climb into bed. The world quiets down. Maybe the kids are asleep, the phone's on silent, and the hum of life fades into stillness. It's in this hush that you can turn inward, letting the rush of the day settle like dust after a storm. Prayer before sleep isn't just a ritual. It's a gentle bridge between the chaos of today and the hope of tomorrow. Through repentance, seeking blessings, and placing trust, you've already begun to weave a tapestry of peace. Now let's tie it all together and see why this simple act can transform your nights and your life. Repentance is a quiet, sacred moment where we pause to look back on our day with honesty and humility. It's not about beating ourselves up over every little slip. It's about recognizing where we stumbled and asking, what could I have done better? Maybe you snapped at a coworker because the morning was chaotic, or perhaps you let a chore slide because you were too tired to care. Stress can sneak up on us, turning small frustrations into bigger regrets. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, late for an appointment, and you mutter something sharp to the person on the phone. Later, that moment sticks with you, not because it ruined the day, but because it wasn't who you wanted to be. Repentance invites us to sit with those instances, not to dwell in guilt, but to learn from them. What makes this process beautiful is its promise of growth. Think of it like tending a garden. You pull out the weeds not to punish the soil, but to help the flowers bloom stronger. When we admit we've fallen short, whether it's a harsh word, a missed opportunity to help, or simply not giving our best, we're clearing space for something better. And here's the comforting truth. No one gets it right all the time. Not the friend who always seems cheerful, not the parent who looks like they've got it all together. None of us. Accepting that imperfection is part of being human can feel like letting go of a heavy weight you didn't even realize you were carrying. When you seek forgiveness, let it be real. Don't just say the words, feel them. Imagine standing before a kind, understanding presence, one that doesn't judge you harshly but sees your heart's intent. God's forgiveness isn't a grudging handout. It's a warm, open invitation to start fresh. Picture a child who spilled paint all over the floor, worried they've messed up beyond repair. Then the parent kneels down, smiles, and says, "It's okay. Let's clean it up together." That's the spirit of repentance, a chance to wipe the slate clean. As you reflect, let those regrets slip away like a heavy coat sliding off your shoulders. You don't need to carry them into tomorrow. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Maybe today you lost patience with your kids over a spilled juice cup, but tomorrow you might take a deep breath and laugh it off instead. Each moment of reflection builds that strength. And as you lay down to sleep, let repentance bring peace. The day's mistakes don't define you. They're just stepping stones to a wiser, kinder version of yourself. Close your eyes knowing you're not alone in this. God's grace is there, steady and unshakable, ready to meet you every time you turn back with a sincere heart. Sleep comes easier when your mind feels light, unburdened by yesterday's shadows, and open to the promise of a new day. Seeking blessings. As your prayer winds down, those last few minutes become a sacred space to lift up your hopes and dreams for yourself and those you hold dear. Seeking blessings isn't just a wish list you hand over to God. It's an act of love, a way to wrap your family, friends, and even strangers in a quiet, heartfelt wish for goodness. Start with the people closest to you. Picture your parents' faces. Maybe they're aging, and you pray for their health to hold strong. Think of your best friend, juggling work and worries. Ask for a spark of joy to brighten their week. Then widen that circle. The neighbor you barely know, the cashier who looked tired today. Prayer lets you send out love without needing to say a word. This part of prayer feels like planting seeds in a field you might never see bloom, but you trust they will. You can ask for big things, like peace in a troubled world, or small ones, like your sister passing her big test next week. There's no limit to what you can seek. Health to keep everyone strong, happiness to lift their spirits, safety to shield them through uncertain days. And don't stop at the basics. Pray for the little joys too. Maybe it's your brother finding a new hobby he loves, or your coworker getting that promotion they've been chasing. These blessings weave a web of care, connecting you to everyone around you in a way that feels warm and real. But here's where it gets deeper. Ask God to make you a blessing too. Imagine being the person who brings calm to a tense room, or the one who offers a kind word when someone's down. Think of a time you felt low, maybe after a rough day at work, and someone's small gesture, like a smile or a quick, "You've got this," turned it around. You can be that light for others. Pray for the strength to encourage, the patience to listen, the courage to help when it's hard. It's not just about receiving, it's about giving, too, becoming a channel for goodness in a world that sorely needs it. In tough times, this practice holds even more power. When life feels heavy, say a loved one's sick or money's tight, prayer becomes a lifeline. It's not about fixing everything instantly. It's about trusting that love and hope can still flow, even through the cracks. Picture sitting by a hospital bed, whispering a prayer for healing, not just for the body, but for the spirit too. That's the beauty of seeking blessings. It's a quiet rebellion against despair, a way to say, I still believe in better days. As you finish, open your heart wide. Let these wishes rise like lantern lights into the night, trusting God catches every one. You'll feel lighter, more connected, ready to rest, knowing you've poured out love in the best way you know how. Placing trust. In the final minute of prayer, you're invited to do something simple, yet profound. Place your trust in God. Life's a wild ride, full of twists you can't predict, like a sudden job loss, a storm that floods your street, or even a quiet fear that creeps in at night. It's easy to clutch those worries tight, as if holding them closer will somehow solve them. But this moment is about letting go, handing over what you can't control to a presence bigger than yourself. Close your eyes and imagine it. Your fears, your plans, your dreams, all resting in hands that never falter. It's like a child giving a broken toy to a parent, trusting it'll be fixed, or at least understood. Trust doesn't mean the challenges vanish. Bills still pile up, relationships still hit rough patches, but it's about believing there's a purpose woven into the mess, even when you can't see it. Think of a time you were lost. Maybe driving in a new city with a dead phone battery. You had to trust the next turn would lead somewhere, even if it wasn't clear yet. Faith is like that, a steady compass when the map's blurry. Picture God's presence as a warm light cutting through fog, not blinding, but enough to take the next step. That's what this minute offers, a chance to breathe, to feel held, to know you're not navigating alone. Letting go of anxiety isn't easy. It's a practice. Start small. Maybe today's worry is about a meeting tomorrow. Whisper it out. I trust you with this. Feel the tension ease, even just a little. Or maybe it's bigger, a loved one's future, a choice you can't unmake. Imagine placing it in a box, closing the lid, and setting it down at God's feet. You don't have to carry it to bed with you. There's a story in the Bible about Jesus calming a storm while the disciples panicked. Trust is that calm, that assurance the boat won't sink, no matter how the waves crash. As you end your prayer, let this trust settle deep. Picture it like sinking into a soft chair after a long day. Your body relaxes, your mind quiets. God's plan might not look like yours. It might surprise you with detours or delays. But it's always beautiful, tailored to your life in ways you'll only see later. Think of a quilt. Up close, the stitches seem random, but step back and it's a masterpiece. That's your life in His hands. Cast your fears away, one by one, and let peace take their place. As you drift to sleep, feel that embrace, gentle, steady, real, cradling you through the night. Tomorrow's unknowns can wait. For now, rest in the certainty that you're seen, loved, and guided. Summarize repentance starts it off, like clearing clutter from a cluttered room. You sift through your day, not to dwell on every misstep, but to make sense of it. Maybe you raised your voice when patience wore thin, or maybe you scrolled through your phone instead of listening to someone who needed you. These aren't failures to punish yourself over. They're lessons wrapped in human skin. Reflecting on them isn't about shame, it's about growth, like a tree stretching towards sunlight after a harsh wind bends its branches. And when you ask for forgiveness, it's not a cold transaction. Picture a friend who knows your quirks and loves you anyway. That's the grace waiting for you. Letting go of those burdens feels like kicking off tight shoes after a long walk. You're free to rest, unweighted by what's past. Then comes seeking blessings, a moment that turns your heart outward. It's easy to get caught up in your own world, bills, deadlines, that leaky faucet you keep forgetting to fix. But prayer pulls you beyond yourself. Think of your mom's tired smile after a long day, or your friend who's been quieter lately. Lift them up. Ask for their laughter to return, for their worries to soften. And don't stop there. Pray for the stranger you passed on the street, the one with heavy eyes. You'll never know their story, but your whispered wish for their peace ripples out like a stone tossed into a pond. Then turn it inward. Ask to be a blessing, too. Maybe tomorrow you'll hold the door for someone, or send a text that says, "I'm here." This isn't selfish. It's love in motion, a quiet vow to carry light into the world. Finally, placing trust seals the prayer with a deep, steady breath. Life's a puzzle with missing pieces. Some days you're scrambling to find them, others you're just hoping they show up. Trust isn't pretending the pieces don't matter, it's knowing someone bigger sees the whole picture. Maybe you're worried about a doctor's call next week, or a decision that's keeping you awake. Hand it over. Imagine setting it down like a heavy bag you've lugged around too long. Your shoulders relax, your chest opens up. God's not a distant figure up in the clouds. He's as close as the air you're breathing, whispering, "I've got this." Trust doesn't erase the unknown, but it softens its edges, letting you sleep without wrestling shadows all night. So here's the invitation. Make prayer your nighttime companion. It doesn't have to be long or fancy, just a few minutes to reflect, to bless, to trust. Start tonight. Sit on the edge of your bed or lie back with the lights off and let your heart speak. Picture it like a conversation with someone who's known you forever. No need for perfect words, just honesty. Maybe you'll whisper, "I messed up today, but I want to do better." Then name the people you love and ask for their happiness. Finish by letting go. Say, "I trust you with tomorrow," and feel the peace settle in like a warm blanket. It's not about rules. It's about connection, a chance to end the day feeling whole. Why does this matter? Because sleep isn't just rest for your body, it's renewal for your soul. Without it, you wake up carrying yesterday's weight, stumbling into the morning half awake. But with prayer, you close your eyes lighter, more grounded. Think of the last time you felt truly at peace, maybe watching a sunset or holding a loved one's hand. That's what this practice offers, a taste of that calm night after night. And it's not just for you. When you wake up refreshed, you bring that peace to others. Your patience lasts longer, your smile comes easier. One small prayer ripples out, touching lives you might not even see. So I'm asking you, will you try it? Tonight, before your head hits the pillow, take 5 minutes. Reflect on your day, lift up those you care about, and let your worries slip into God's hands. You don't need to be perfect at it. You just need to start. Maybe light a candle if that helps, or keep it simple with your eyes closed. Do it for a week, 7 nights of quiet prayer, and see how it feels. You might find your sleep deepens, your mornings brighten. Share it with someone too. Tell a friend, hey, I'm praying before bed. Want to join me? Let this be your gentle rebellion against a noisy world, a way to reclaim peace one night at a time. As you drift off, know this. You're not alone in the dark. There's a presence holding you, a plan unfolding, a love that never fades. Prayer before sleep isn't just an ending. It's a beginning, a promise that tomorrow can be different. So take that step tonight. Let your heart rest, your spirit lift, and your dreams carry you into a new day, wrapped in peace. After watching, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I have many good videos to share. Learn to give, and God will give you peace.